Good evening. This is Daily News from Addis Standard, broadcasting from Addis Ababa. Today is Wednesday, December 10th, 2025. Here are the top stories we're following tonight. Statistics Service says Ethiopia's inflation falls to lowest level since 2019 as Birr suffers sharpest loss of purchasing power. Ethiopia's annual inflation rate has fallen to 10.9% in November. This is the lowest level recorded in nearly 7 years, according to new data from the Ethiopian Statistical Service. The decline continues a 6-month downward trend. Non-food inflation eased sharply, while food prices rose slightly, pushed up by vegetables, meat, sugar, dairy, fruits, and cooking oils. On a monthly basis, overall consumer prices fell by 1.4%, reversing the increase seen in October. This update comes at a time of intense pressure on the Ethiopian birr. Since July 2024, when the government introduced a market-based exchange rate, the birr has lost value at an unprecedented pace. By mid-November this year, the official exchange rate fell from around 56 birr to more than 150 birr per US dollar. In authorized forex bureaus, the dollar traded near 177 birr, with parallel markets approaching 180 birr. Analysts say this is the steepest loss of purchasing power ever recorded for Ethiopia's currency. Wolaita Gifaataa Festival added to UNESCO's Intangible Heritage list. Wolaita's New Year festival, known as Gifaataa, has officially been added to UNESCO's representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. UNESCO announced the decision this week during the Intergovernmental Committee session held in India. Gifaataa is celebrated every year between mid-September and early October. It marks the beginning of the new year for the Wolaita people. In the days leading up to the celebration, families clean their homes, reconcile disputes, and return to their villages to honor the festival together. On the main day, communities gather to share raw meat, local drinks, and receive blessings from elders. In the evening, bonfires are lit, and traditional songs and dances fill the night. The 10-day celebration ends with Gulo Igeta, a large communal event featuring horse riding, music, and final blessings. The festival also reflects clear roles within the community. Girls support their mothers in preparing traditional foods and decorating homes. Boys help their fathers gather firewood, repair houses, and prepare bonfires. Elders guide social harmony. They resolve disputes, advise on farming practices, and offer community blessings. According to UNESCO, the knowledge and practices of Gifaataa are passed down through families, schools, cultural institutions, and local media. The festival strengthens intergenerational ties. It promotes peace, unity, and social solidarity. And it remains an important cultural space where young people meet potential marriage partners. Gifaataa now stands recognized globally as a living heritage, a celebration of identity, continuity, and community for the Wolaita people. National Dialogue Commission warns diplomats of major challenges, including Tigray stalemate and party boycotts. The Ethiopian National Dialogue Commission briefed diplomats in Addis Ababa on December 9th, highlighting progress and key challenges in the national dialogue. Commissioner Ambayogato said the process aims to end political conflict that costs citizens lives. He cited misinformation on social media, the stalled dialogue in Tigray, and the boycott of some political parties as major obstacles. Ambai emphasized that forums held so far have allowed previously unheard voices to be listened to. He called on international partners to maintain support to strengthen national cohesion. Chief Commissioner Professor Mesfin Araya said the Commission has covered 93% of the country, with Tigray remaining the only region where agenda setting is incomplete. He stressed that dialogue in Tigray is crucial for a comprehensive national process. The Commission has intensified calls for political participation from Tigray, warning that unresolved federal and regional disputes have created a deadlock despite years of continuous outreach. Officials say overcoming these challenges is essential for Ethiopia's national dialogue to move forward. Rwandan-backed rebels advance toward Uvira in eastern Congo. Rwandan-backed rebels have advanced toward the outskirts of the strategic city of Uvira in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Local authorities report the offensive by the M23 rebel group has already displaced over 200,000 residents in recent days. The attack comes despite a U.S.-brokered peace agreement last week between the Congolese and Rwandan presidents. The accord, which did not include the rebels, obliges Rwanda to halt support for armed groups and work to end hostilities. Marafiki Masimango, a civil society representative from Uvira, said the rebels were pushing south into South Kivu province late Tuesday. Both the Congolese government and M23 have accused each other of violating a previous ceasefire agreement made earlier this year. The UN warns that renewed fighting could exacerbate the humanitarian crisis in the region, already marked by large-scale displacement and insecurity. Addis Abeba, among Africa's 10 most expensive cities for renters, as 2025 closes. Addis Abeba has been ranked among Africa's 10 most expensive cities for renters as 2025 comes to an end. A new analysis by Business Insider using data from the global database Numbeo places the city at a rent index of 22, making it the 10th costliest city on the continent and 202nd worldwide. By comparison, Cape Town registered an index of 21, while Kigali stood at 16. The report says soaring rental prices have become one of the biggest challenges for urban residents across Africa this year. In Addis Abeba and many other cities, rising rent is pushing families toward far-flung suburbs, increasing transport costs, extending commute times, and reducing overall productivity. Small and medium-sized businesses are also feeling the strain, with many relocating or downsizing due to unaffordable commercial rents. Analysts warn that the trend is widening inequality, driving overcrowding, and worsening health and education outcomes. They call for policy interventions such as subsidized housing, more low-cost rental options, regulated commercial rent, and better transport links for people living in the outskirts. Addis Abeba's position in the ranking highlights growing affordability pressures as the year draws to a close. That's all for tonight's Daily News. Thank you for watching. For continuous updates and detailed reporting, visit addisstandard.com. Have a peaceful night.